guys feel about like? So Magic has their symbols. Yu-Gi-Oh does not do that at all. They've got archetypes, but like, that's like Street Fighter Dark Suckers type stuff. How do you feel about symbols?
I think evil's really good.
I meant like the concept of symbols, not like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that there's 12 symbols and each character has 3 minimum variant of decks. And I like that, like, I can't just take 4 coffee sambas and throw them, like, in an air deck.
Yeah.
Like, and I really like that about this game, that there's, like, more creativity, or you are enabled more to be creative because you are limited by a symbol.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
100%.
And then if you're man mode, like dual symboling, oh.
Yeah.
I still want to try a little bit. I'm like slightly playing it because I'm playing the revokes. Because I can play revoke on all but like 6 of my attacks.
Yeah.
So
that's normally how. Do you have any comments on symboling?
Not really. I mean, it makes sense to me.
So like that's like the thing about dual symboling is like normally it's based on actions or things that clear from the card pool because of the way that symbol chaining works. And we'll get into a little bit. The way that symbol chaining works is your starting character has these 3 symbols, and so it's the first card in your card pool. And so whenever you add a card into your card pool, it has to match at least one of the symbols. If it matches 2 of the symbols, sure, you're chaining on both of them. So then you can play either card as your next card. So if I've got all air evil, as an example, what is all air evil? Gyro Man. If you have air all evil, and you lay down an air all card, you cannot play a only evil card afterwards. If it's got evil, death, chaos, you can't play that card because it does not share the 2 as we continue. But like revoke removes itself, bang removes itself, Let's Cut Loose removes itself. So you can like play all these cards that have this remove cost and then be like, well now my card pool is back clear. I'll block. Yeah. They actually were thinking about taking away, you couldn't, not all symbol, but completely off symbol cards. Like Balance Fighter. Balance Fighter said after this card is discarded, draw a card.
I think that would be fine.
Could you imagine? So there's a Ben Shoemaker, actually his second champ card, the Painmaker, that's what I called him. He was a traditional flash deck that he said, response, destroy a foundation. This attack is 1 speed, 2 damage. Response, after an attack deals damage, discard a card, draw a card. He had like...
Oh, so he just plays 4 Balance Fighters to draw 2.
Doesn't have a Balance Fighter symbol.
Huh.
Yeah, so you'd be like, oh, I poke you with this, I'll discard this, draw 2. Ooh, I'm an 8-hander now, hey. I play that deck as a throw deck, because it always dealt damage. Poke you, fix my hand. Poke you, fix my hand. That's red, that's super red.
There's actually a random action I was looking at to like draw extra cards.
Yeah?
It's the like scroll from Darkstalkers.
The scroll from Darkstalkers.
It's called like transmutation or something like that. It's when you
review it?
Yeah, when you review it, draw 2.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, and you can only play an attack card or.
So here's how
you can't
cool,
play non-attack cards.
Correct. Here's how cool UFS is. I made a all-attack Metal Man deck. Metal Man said that if your attack deals damage at the end of the turn, it builds down as a foundation. So as my 6-hander, I would review Sacrifice, draw my extra cards, and go attack, 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 attack. Didn't even hit you? Alright, I'll build them all down as foundations. And then he said, discard a card, pick up a card. Pick up a face-down foundation. So you'd be like, I've got 3 in hand, and this is my perfect block, I'll discard it at the back of my hand. Or, I have 1 attack, I'll discard this foundation, pick up this attack from my staging area that hit you last turn, play it again. Did it hit you? Alright, next turn I'll add it back down. Some really, really cool shit that you can do in this game.
And then I like its other effect randomly.
After it's discarded, your opponent discards a card?
After your opponent discards it. With
their
card effect,
they
can only play attack cards.
Yeah, that's really cool. You better fucking kill me.
Like you're playing against like a Void Akuma.
Yeah.
Or even Reptile.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed neat, but I digress.
So yeah, when it comes to deck building, and you've experienced this.
Yeah.
There's so much that you can do, and you'll get there eventually. But we gotta get the training wheels on. Is there anything that you guys feel like you haven't been prepared for? Is there anything that you feel like you haven't? This is such a loaded question. Is there anything you haven't learned? Obviously, you don't know what you don't know, but like
outside of like Ultra.
UFS Ultra, all new kids, jump on there. UFSUltra.com. It's sponsored by Rochester. It's a bunch of dudes from France creating a bunch of French dudes. Take their own time. Do it. You can donate to their PayPal.
But
Give it the plug.
yeah. So like besides Ultra, like I feel like it's really hard for me to build a deck that I haven't seen. Right.
Okay.
So I've seen Evil Against You. So like I know I should be playing Debt to Be Paid, Confronting Jeddah, like stuff like cards like that along the lines for like an Evil list. And
Okay.
like I copied Dave Wagner's Air build, and like I've looked at a lot of Air foundations thanks to UFS Ultra. So like I know what to do for Air. But if like I wanted to walk over there right now and build a Chaos deck, like I'd have no idea where to start.
Yeah, me neither. Chaos sucks. How about you, Jeff? Is there anything that you haven't, or that hasn't been explained well, or you have this question? It's just like,
I'm still getting like used to the like give and take. Like, so for example, like I said, I played the Goro and I just went like full tilt, like blam, like everything is an attack.
not a bad way to play Goro.
Right. So, but
Kill.
traditionally with other characters, I mean, I think this Kenneth is going to be still like way aggressive.
Ken?
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's still going to be like dialed back from Goro probably a little bit.
We're actually we're taking your car and we're giving it nitro.
Okay.
You're gonna stop.
Okay.
You're gonna stop playing
Nice.
cards because you've committed yourself out, not because you've run out of cards in hand.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And-
other than
and
that,
either
I mean, like.
they're gonna die, or you're gonna die.
Right.
So one of the two.
Well, perfect.
I dig it.
So,
Yeah. We're fucking going.
So
in.
other than that, like I think more of like a bunch of characters are, you just have to wait for the right time to like push and
Yeah.
and I
learning
having
the cadence of the game.
Yeah,
I
that's-
love it.
yeah.
I love it. So there's this project that I'm working on right now, and you can actually check this out on Discord. I asked one of the mods to make it a topic. I want to say it's called Demo Theory as one of the sidebars. I want to make goats in UFS. I want to make a goat deck. It's not going to be symbol chaining. It's not going to be whatever. It's going to be the concept is if I were going to teach somebody how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I'd sit down and give them a goat deck and let's play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
It's not about the combos. It's about my numbers are bigger than yours, and every one of my cards has an answer to every one of your cards. And we're going to play the exact same deck, and whoever draws better and plays better wins. We're going to play Ryu 1 Dot, and I have got, it's a turbo deck, so it's 40 cards, singular attacks. It's got it's got 3 high attacks, 3 low attacks, and then the rest are all mids. And each one of my, it has a low block, a mid block, a high block in all of the low attacks. It's got a low block, a mid block, a high block in all of the high attacks. And for the mid blocks, it's got a low block, a mid block, a high block, and like 2 more mid blocks. And there are bombs, there are pokes, there are all of this, and it's all relevant to things that like Ryu wants to do. But it's not like, hey, stun out your whole fucking board. It's like, it's playing caltrops, where if I have more momentum, I get more to my stun. But it already has stun 1. It is Sagaki offering, which says if you block, here's a small trap from my hand to kick out your card and go. It has represented every single keyword at least once, except for Deadlock. And every card is an answer to every card. The point of that, and I'm going to start doing this after you, is I want to have 2 of these decks built so that you don't learn to play a character or a symbol. I think one of the biggest issues with you as a player, and it's by demo design, you're an air player. You've exclusively played air for all of this. You learned to play the game with Lord Raptor, and so it helped you get a kickstart, but it did not help you learn to play UFS.
Yeah.
It helped you learn to play Air Raptor. For the same reason that when Kevin comes over here and he comes and he plays UFS, he goes, where's Akuma? Because that's the deck he learned to play UFS on. And so he's only going to want to play Akuma. I'm gonna give him a Chaos deck, and he's going to go, well, I don't know how to do anything. I can't see any lines. I don't understand how any of this deck works. That's because Chaos sucks, and nobody knows how Chaos works. But like, I'm trying to make GOAT format inside of UFS, where everything has an answer to everything, and it depends on when and how you draw it and how you play it. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the Discord. I would love to have a conversation with you.
I mean that sounds perfect to me. Like to be honest, like I know another like big scary thing for me was
Yeah.
like foundations. Just the multitude
There's so many.
of foundations. And then almost all of them do more than one thing.
Yeah, totally.
So like you probably have almost every foundation in your deck like memorized.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I'm sitting over here and I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I have to pass here. I don't.
I could stare at my staging area for 3 minutes reading all my cards, or pass and not be an asshole. I'll pass. I feel the same way.
I was there.
I feel the same way trying to jump back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, somebody handed me a Thunder Dragon deck, and I was like, is this right? Hold on, I have to read this thesis of text.
Right.
Like somebody got their master at designing these cards because of how much time they put just typing. But it's the same thing, but on like a different level, as opposed to a bunch of text on a singular text box. It's a bunch of little text on a bunch of text box. And so like it's the same thing. I think what'll help with that honestly is just organizing your staging area by what it does. Like what's the job of the card, and like when you're either making a deck or given a deck, when you finally have a list built, either go through with the person that crafted it and you're gonna pilot it, whoever makes the deck, sit down and be like, what's the job of all these cards? Do you remember back whenever I played? Sorry, this is such a Yu-Gi-Oh heavy podcast. When I played Mermails.
Yeah.
When I had that theory about gas and engine, the Mermail cards were the engine and the Atlantean cards were the gas. If you had Atlantean cards and no Mermail cards, the deck didn't work.
Yeah, you were just like, summon a dude, these can attack directly, I'll pass.
Yeah, and if you had Mermail cards and no Atlantean cards, yeah, you could get somewhere, but you didn't have any gas to do anything.
Yeah, you don't get any advantage.
So, being able to lay out and be like, these are the cards that do this, and these are the cards that do this, and this is why this is here, and this is why this is here, why is this a 2, why is this a 3, why is this even in the deck? Because I like a Bisphere, duh. And being like, hey, why is this a 2 of and not a 3 of? Why? Oh, because it has a unique keyword, and we want to see it because of how it interacts with our character, but if we didn't see it, we'd still probably win the game. So that's why this unique card's a 1 of. Or, hey, this is a 1/6 with a 3 high block, why are we not playing 4 of it? It readies itself. Oh, just because of space. We have so many high blocks already, we don't need it. And so like having that, like what's the job of all your cards? And then when you get your staging area, I'm notoriously bad at this. I build my staging area down as opposed to putting it in its proper spot of like what it does. And then when I commit cards, and I ready them back, I ready them how I committed them. And so it's just like, oh, I've got a big hodgepodge of cards. That does 2 things in like a competitive sense. If everything's laid out, it means your opponent knows everything. If it's a big hodgepodge, they actually have to pay attention to the game, which is why you kept getting fucked up with Killick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I also forgot that what My Beautiful Child was.
Yeah. So like, My Beautiful Child was not in a very specific spot. Like, oh, it's possible that you missed the fact that I had a High Seas adventure because my staging area is a little jumbled. Because it's not in direct order. But if I have 3 High Seas adventures all sitting next to each other and there's a big gap and here's all my speed pump and here's a big gap and here's all my damage pump, and you're just like, oh, that's all the speed pump you have. There it is, right there. Calm down, Michael.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, and then another like good example of this is me and Sam were playing No Friendly, and
I love the term friendly.
and he was playing the Scorpion, and he put I don't remember which foundation did it. He put a card on top of his deck, and I had a foundation that shuffled his deck, but I didn't realize exactly what it did. So I passed, and then he drew the card.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
That's just experience,
That's
and
just one example.
honestly, that's a perfect example of the difficulties of not having a play group. So we were like playing a game, right? Like it was a friendly, but we weren't in like coaching mode. We were just playing. So in coaching mode, I think the best thing to do is to sit down and with your opponent be like, what are my options? What could I do? And then your opponent looks at your board and go, here's everything that I think you can do. I think you could minus speed if you want to block. You could shuffle my deck, shuffle the momentum, or shuffle a card from my discard pile. That would make me shuffle my deck if you don't want me to draw this card. And then like give them every option, and so that you can make the best decision. Like you can make whatever decision you think so. And that's a playgroup thing. Yeah. Speaking of playgroups, I'm the reason you play UFS, because I have traded my soul to the devil to get 2 people to play this fucking card game.
You have successfully recruited us. Yes.
Why didn't you play before? What drew you to the game besides just like my pleading and begging?
Okay, so what first drew me to the game was the Mega Man release, and because I think maybe you, but I know I played a game with Miles.
Shout out to Miles.
Yonder back at Krypton Comics, where I think I was playing like a Ken deck and he was playing like a Terry deck or something.
I got that same
And he just stomped me.
Yeah.
Like, literally just stomped me. I was like, I'll poke you with, like, this Hadouken. He's like, okay, block it, reversal, 12 damage. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Yeah. Play on your own turn.
Play on your own turn.
And that's my catchphrase, by the way. But so, you know, I had a little bit of experience. And then me and Jeff actually, like, my mentor, Phil, he, like, used to play UFS, like, pretty heavy. And he had a K momentum control deck.
Okay.
He got us 2 structure or starter decks before Jasco had bought it.
Okay.
Probably when I was like 14.
All right.
And so like me and Jeff were playing, and so I had like dormant knowledge.
Sure.
And then Mega Man came out, and I was like, well, I like Mega Man.
Mega Man's cool.
Right? And like you got Cut Man and Tough Man and Flame Man, and you know like you got all like a wide like diverse cast of characters, right?
Yeah.
And like that's why I like playing like fighting games. For example, is like there's so many characters that I could beat your ass with.
Hell yeah.
So I wanted to get in then, but I was afraid that the community was like Weiss Schwartz.
Okay.
No offense to Weiss Schwartz players.
Every offense possible.
By any means, but
we just had a couple of the UFSQ kids that go down to a Weiss Schwartz event, so obviously we're being facetious.
I didn't want the community to be like awkward or weird in a sense.
I mean, you play Yu-Gi-Oh, so
I do play Yu-Gi-Oh, and you know there are some weird weebs in like Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. But I was afraid of like the community and like jumping into the community, especially because of how like small it seemed, and like I felt like I wouldn't really like win much. Like I felt like it was going to take a while for me to get good at the game, right? So, like to now, I got into it now because I was coming over, I was hanging out, I was watching you guys play, and you guys were having fun, and then you know eventually I said like, oh yeah, like I want to play a game, you know, like I want in on the fun too.
Yeah.
And I just missed Gemini Man. I just missed him. I'm so mad. But yeah, so I initially wanted to get into this game because of Mega Man, and then just with like my dormant experience and my love for card games in general.
Jeff?
I would say the reason I stayed away, as opposed to like was kind of interested. The reason I stayed away, you know, like Mega Man's cool and all. Mortal Kombat's pretty cool, but I'm not like a huge fighting game person, so I have no like super interest in any of these characters.
I've got a buddy who refuses to play because he doesn't care about any of the characters.
But I just got past that, like, because it's a card game, right? I like card games, and it's a well-built card game, so trusting my buddy Tim here to hook me up, and he has. So.
What's the best piece of advice that I've given when it comes to learning the game? What's the thing that stuck with you?
The order I built my foundations in, of most importance and my safety checks.
Could you explain that a little bit?
So like if I'm playing a foundation on a 3, that's my first foundation. Like if I'm playing a high seas adventure, it's a 3/4, no block. It's really good. You should invest in that if you're playing air, water, or all. Yeah, it's a 3/4, so I play that. I'm playing safety 3s, so I'll check a 3, and then I'll play a 2-cost foundation. So it's 2+1, so it's on a 3. I have to check a 3. So then in my hand, I'd have like a 2-cost foundation and a 1-cost foundation. For the longest time, I was on my first turn when my character was committed. I was man-moding, just going, well, I'd rather play these both on a 4 than this on a 3 and this on a 5 because I want to try and pass both. And you know, if I check an attack, I'm going to lose one. But Tam taught me to, because I'm playing safety 3s, I should always build my guaranteed foundations and my most important foundations first, and then try and build the extra.
Totally.
And
So
so
always got next turn.
and like so like because I am playing safety threes, like that's like always like in my mind, and like when I'm playing zeros, like holy cow, and evil is it's so easy to build. Evil is so satisfying on your build turns.
Oh, very,
I built
very.
7.
Yeah.
I built 7 on Dylan on Sunday.
Yeah.
I went revoke, play, tap, play, check a character card. All right, I'll pass. But yeah, definitely the safety threes and like getting it through my mind that like literally the worst case scenario, I'll check a 3.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that I am like experienced enough to, like for like my number counting and like running probabilities in my head for like the ones and twos, and just because I mean like I'm sure like James is like some random like number cruncher of like, okay, I got like 50 cards in my deck and I got 5 2 checks. Okay, there's like a 20 some odd chance I check this. I'll play this on a 5. Check a 5. What's up? Like or like something like that.
I think you're giving James Stevens way too much fucking credit.
Yeah, it's not like I count all of my my block zones. It's not like I have like every digit I know every time I play a charity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely safety threes and like
Correct building.
Yeah, how to build. Like,
What about you,
this
Jeff?
is how you should build.
Trying to think of. Have you given me advice? I'm sure you have.
No, if I haven't, then like that.
I can't really think of anything. I mean, I know you said when I was playing Goro at the event, you said that. I mean, you said basically the same thing that Michael said. Is because I had two controls, so I shouldn't start with a 3 on my first turn,
Yeah.
because you could hit a missile launcher, right?
Skipping your turn sucked.
Yeah. So that's probably the same thing.
Okay. We're gonna take a small break, reset the camera equipment, and then come back.